It's 1985 and your family's on vacation to Egypt, only to find yourself transported to a parallel world where you are being chased by a young Mike Ehrmantraut from Breaking Bad. It's Otherworld, and welcome back to Cheers and Jeers. Welcome back to Cheers and Jeers, where we're taking a look at some of the short-lived TV shows from the past that you may or may not remember. This episode we're going to be looking at Otherworld from 1985. It lasted 8 episodes, very short-lived, and quite frankly the production value I'm not entirely sure holds up these days. It was interesting to look back and watch. I remember watching it as a kid. It kind of slipped down the memory hole. Didn't get much traction in reruns or syndication or any sort of fan following after the fact, but it had an interesting feel to it. Very Stargate-esque in that it really had a lot of that mythos around ancient Egypt interwoven into the lore of the show. I liked that it had a kind of a Lost in Space feel to it, where it focused on a family unit just trying to get home, as opposed to a lot of shows that really have a one single hero protagonist that they focus around. You can find some of the episodes now on floating around on YouTube. I'm not sure if they're available anywhere else on streaming or not, but it's interesting to watch. They find themselves in the premiere episode transported to this other world where they very quickly have what boils down to a traffic stop gone wrong with a character played by Jonathan Banks, who you probably remember best from Breaking Bad as Mike Ehrmantraut. This is in his younger days. He's got a full head of hair. But he becomes the recurring villain of the series. Every episode, the family travel to a new district in this world. He chases them around, trying to arrest them. Always 2 steps behind them everywhere they go. The show engages in a lot of traditional sci-fi tropes. You have different settings that they encounter each episode. One, they go to a community that's turns out to be all androids masquerading as people. And the next week they go to a different community that is female dominated, where all the men are subservient, not unlike Star Trek Next Generation episode Angel One had a very similar storyline. Another episode they basically devote that whole episode to they start a rock band and play a rock concert, and that's kind of the whole episode. It's worth a look back. I hesitate to give it a thumbs up completely, just because the production value really doesn't hold up much these days, and you could tell they were struggling budget wise. But I think the show had a lot of potential if it had been allowed to continue and grow into itself. I think it might have turned into something interesting. Who knows? Maybe somebody will pick it up for a reboot these days. It seems everything's getting rebooted. So check it out. You might be amused. So what do you think? Do you give this a thumbs up or a thumbs down? Let us know in the comments. And we really appreciate you sticking with us as we grow this channel. Please do the usual: share, subscribe, like, and whatnot. Help us grow. And if you have any suggestions for things you'd like to hear us review in the future, leave those in the comments as well.